The last month has just been insane with cards popping up for auction. In April, I was able to add some huge cards to my collection. This was all aided by the sale of a big one-of-one Kobe Bryant that I shared last week on eBay. That sale helped pay for almost all of the cards you're going to see today. These include cards ranging from $50 up to $2,000, and the vast majority and theme you're going to see in today's video, as I've been picking up a lot of gold, a lot of Topps Finest, and a lot of nostalgic football players that I really enjoy. So as always, these are the cards that are entering my collection. Please do collect what you like. Don't take this as investment advice or what you should buy, but maybe you're gonna see some players or parallels or sets that you didn't know existed, and that's kind of always my hope with these kind of videos. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, so let's get started. So we're gonna start with the 3 cards from PWCC that I won in the last couple months. The 2 big ones were actually bought in April. One was bought a long time ago. I'm gonna consider it an April pickup because I just got this in hand from my vault. So we're going to start with a big boy. So this is a Drew Brees Gold X-Fractor of 2005 Topps Finest. Like I mentioned in the intro, there were so many crazy cards that really popped up this month that I felt like I really had to go after at auction. So that kind of led to me taking an offer on that Kobe Bryant that I sold last week for $5,000. So that money I used to go win some auctions, including this one and a few others I'm going to show you here today. So this card in parallel, if you haven't seen these before, they are incredible. It's the first time I'm seeing one in person, and obviously pumped to be, having this card go into my collection. These are numbered out of 10. The fun fact about this one, it is numbered 9 of 10. So Drew Brees' jersey number actually on this card. It ended a few $100s less than I expected. Maybe I'll throw some of the sale prices on here just so you guys get an idea of what I've been paying for some of this stuff. It's a little over $1,000, and I, again, was very happy because that money I know came from a Kobe that I had but didn't have a real attachment to. I'd rather have football cards that really mean something to me. So this card goes into my Drew Brees collection. And like I mentioned in the past, what I do with some of these players is I collect top 10s. So for Drew Brees, I'm going to collect 10 cards. When I get an 11th, I need to move one out and sell it from my collection. So it's a way that I can grow and really get quality over time and then sell any quantity, right? So if I grade 20 Brees cards, I have to pick which ones I add and which ones, don't quite fit in the collection. So I mentioned this before if you guys have been to the channel, but maybe something worth checking out if you're kind of struggling to figure out what to collect. Maybe just limit yourself to 10 players. I know I get overwhelmed sometimes and try to buy everything. So, and then here's my arguably favorite pickup of the month. There is another one that's really big, but this is a huge one. So a 2002 Finest Gold Refractor Peyton Manning. If you watched my collection videos a few weeks back, this was the monster that I had to hunt down somehow. Like I said, April was the gift that kept on giving. So this popped up on PWCC, 19 out of 25. I will say one thing though, guys, very disappointed. So I bought it on PWCC. You can see there's a massive chip in the case. Was listed nowhere. I bought this for close to $2,000. And like I said, this was listed nowhere. You couldn't see it in their scans. Pretty annoyed, but then on the other hand, I was tempted to snap this out and send it to PSA. I think it's a no-brainer now, guys. So this will be in a future video. I'm going to try to cross this to a 10, which is pretty ballsy, but a card that I'm happy with in any grade, so I might as well take that chance, especially with a snapped case. I'm not going to send this back to Beckett. I'd rather have it in a PSA slab. So this one's huge. This one marks the second to last card I need to finish Peyton Manning's Gold Topps Finest run. So I have every Topps Finest Gold Refractor for Peyton Manning except for the 1999 base. So if you guys see that one, toss it over to me. Let me know. There was one that popped up recently, but the price didn't make sense, so I wasn't able to pick it up. And it has to have a serial number. There's a lot of fakes out there, so just keep that in mind. But I'm definitely looking forward to finishing that run of cards for myself. Next, I have 05 Peyton Manning X-Fractor PSA 10. So these are pretty sweet. Numbered out of 250. Very, very tough grade. This price felt like a no-brainer a few months back. And what I do too, right, I was able to pick up this 10. I then sold the 9 that I had in my collection. And I was able to recoup a lot of the cost, which is really nice. So that's a sweet one going into my collection. Now we get to start going into some really cool and more affordable cards, but then we do have some big ones still coming up as well. So here's a player I hope you guys all remember, Tim Tebow. So the Atomic Rookie Refractor Gold out of 50. This is the PSA 9. And then we do also have the 2010 Finest Tim Tebow Gold Refractor PSA 8. So just like, food for thought, I can't even fathom what these would go for if he was a modern player and had the season he did with the Broncos. And I think it was like, 2012, something like that, Tebow Mania. These would be $1,000 cards, I guarantee you. That's the madness that happens with these modern players. But I can go grab Tebow rookie golds for like $40 and $50. So these are just no-brainer pickups, cards that I'm really excited about. They bring a lot of nostalgia and memories back to me of playing, fantasy football, just watching football as I really first got into it in, middle school, high school, that sort of thing. So nice pickups there. Another big one, I promise more big ones. So Tom Brady Blue X Fractor, 2006 Finest, PSA freaking 10. This one is huge. Shout out to my buddy Sean. Be sure to follow him on Instagram. So at my recent card show in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, I was able to trade for this one. So he did hit a 10 on it. He bought it at a show, hit a 10. I traded a Kobe Bryant autograph, which you might think sounds crazy, and then some money for this one. But it's a card that I desperately wanted because I have a Peyton Manning in a 10, and that one's a pop 1. So this is a pop 3, again, in this PSA 10 for the Blue X Fractor. I don't even know if there's words that really, that need to be said about this card. I mean, you can just tell by looking at it, this is something special. The color, jersey match, everything. I mean, this card just checks all my boxes. So really big one and nice one to pair with my Peyton Manning. Next, we have another fantasy football stud that was surprisingly super affordable. So this is a gold prism on a select PSA 10, numbered out of 10, so numbered 1 of 10. I picked this up on Buy It Now is like 100 and maybe 40. You'll see the listing here. Recently did 300 on PWCC, so I'm not sure what the guy was doing. Maybe he just, overspent that month and had to get some money back. But huge pickup, and again, really excited. First actually Prism Gold I've ever owned, which is kind of surprising, but excited about that one. Next, we have a couple Antonio Gates. So this one was from a grading order, hit a 10 on it. And then I did win this gold prism at auction. So this is the second gold prism I now have owned. So again, thought process here, going to be a Hall of Famer next year. Just want to get, again, a top 10 cards for him. As I get more, I'll phase some out and that sort of thing. But it'd be pretty cool if I get a, 10 gold refractors or just, jersey match, low numbered stuff. I think it's fun to do for these kind of Hall of Fame guys that I have nostalgia for. Next, we have a couple Chad Johnson. So these are from a recent PSA reveal. So I have a gold refractor at 05 Finest out of 49. Then we have a gold refractor at 07 Bowman Chrome. This was a PSA 10 hit, which I was pumped about. And this is out of 50. And then finally an 03 Finest PSA 10. So actually both of these are a pop 1. I don't know if this one is. I think it's like a pop 2. But really excited. Nice ones to add to my collection. Again, same logic, going for 10 cards. As I kind of get more, I'll phase them out, that sort of thing. But, these are no-brainers. I think I bought these raw on COMC comc.com for $20 to $30 a piece. So just, fun. Keep an eye out. That's the kind of thing that I do. Just grab cards that I have nostalgia for. So Kelvin Johnson, speaking of a guy with nostalgia, orange die cut prism out of 50. This one will be going in my collection. I do also have a Julio Jones of this card in a PSA 8. So cool to get the pair there. And then we have a Jimmy Graham. So this is a gold refractor. Again, just recent PSA hit. Again, Hall of Fame, I would assume there, asterisk. I'm not 100%, but I think he will be. So nice one to just throw away for now. And super cheap, again, bought raw for $10 to $15, graded for $20. Now I've got a PSA 10 for $30. I mean, you're not going to beat that. And here's a huge one again, guys. So this is a Charles Woodson Atomic Refractor out of Bowman's Best rookie. So you saw this in my card show video if you tuned in for that one. Such a fun video to make. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys liked it too. This one I did pick up. It is serial numbered out of 100. It was partial trade, partial cash. Out of 100 on these 90s sets is just incredible. So huge pickup here. Really looking forward to hopefully pairing up with like a Peyton Manning or a Randy Moss over time. So this one is just awesome. Guy who was on the Packers that I have a ton of nostalgia for. So just super sweet. So we have a couple Drew Brees. So we got a red refractor at 06 Topps Chrome. Fun fact, I think this is his first year in a Saints uniform. So that 05 Finest I just showed you, he was in a San Diego Chargers uniform. So this one's pretty sweet. Out of 259, again, one that's going to go into like my top 10 for Drew Brees. I think I have like 6 or 7 cards now, so we're getting close to the point where we'll have to start making business decisions. But really nice one here, and just one, again, that I can pair up with my Peyton Manning, and I posted on Instagram the other day. So just cool to make kind of these player pairings over time. Also, Topps for Steam, same story. I have one of these for Peyton, so cool to get one for Drew Brees. As I said, Chargers uniform here on the 02. This one's numbered out of 349, and this is second year as well. So cool one here, just again, no-brainer, cheap card show buy. We have a cool trio here. So we have Ray Lewis out of 05 Finest. So first we have the green X-Fractor at a PSA 9. So these are numbered out of 50. Very, very tough to find, tough to grade. So 9s are real solid on these. Then did get the gold refractor as well. That one was from eBay, the green, and then these two were from COMC. So again, I just kind of check these sites. There might be other sites out there that you guys can check. But if you have those players and these rare sets that you're looking for, always worthwhile to get creative and look everywhere. So this gold and this black, I think each were about 60 or 70. So again, very approachable, very reasonable. I can't even imagine finding this kind of card in modern sets for modern guys. I mean, again, you're talking hundreds of dollars. It just is mind-boggling to me. Nobody tops Ray Lewis's career that's currently playing, I'd argue. Maybe Aaron Donald, that's about it. So just super sweet. So black X-Fractor, again, quick reminder out of 25. I don't know if I mentioned that. So really cool here. Nice pose, too. He just looks like a beast. Next, a couple quick quarterbacks. So Phillip Rivers, gold refractor, PSA 9. Just cheap auction set I really love. Obviously player, maybe Hall of Famer, I'm not quite sure, but player I have nostalgia for, so just nice one to pick up. Then I have a Carson Palmer, again, not the top of the notch guys, but to get a PSA 10 like I had for the Chris Johnson in this set, 2013 Select Gold Prism out of 10. I think I bought this buy it now for like $100. It's probably a little bit of a stretch, maybe, I don't know. But I can see a world where these, nostalgic kind of players really start to pick up. So for the time being, I'm going to collect some of these guys. But like a Carson Palmer, I have an easier time, maybe selling one day versus a Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. Those I'm going to probably hold on to real long and just enjoy collecting. Like again, Palmer, I'm not going to like go all in on and collect all these cards, but pick up a couple here and there, and a gold Prism Select PSA 10. I mean, you can't go wrong. Next, we have some Randy Moss. So this is a gold refractor, a 2010 Topps Chrome. Out of all the Topps Chrome sets, I think this is the one that I wanted the most for Randy Moss. After, I think, 2012 or 2011, he gets into like, Niners, Titans, a couple other teams in there. So I really wanted either Vikings or Patriots for the cards that I was collecting, unless I get something like crazy in some of these other uniforms. But I like this set overall. Again, Patriots uniform, just super sweet looking. Numbered out of 50. I mean, you just can't go wrong. This is the highest graded as well. This set's incredibly hard to hit a 10 on. So to get a 9, I mean, just awesome. Slides right into my Randy Moss top 10 perfectly. We also have a blue refractor out of Topps Team Finest. You saw this in a recent PSA reveal. Numbered out of 150, I think, of Pop 2. So second year Vikings uniform, just really sweet. Card I got for maybe $30 or $40. And then grade, hit a 10. I mean, it's just easy add to the collection. You sell a couple of your more common cards that you grade, and this one's now free. So this is the kind of strategy, again, that I use. If you see my channel before, you're well aware of that. Another quick Randy Moss, so gold refractor, 09 Finest. Again, Patriots uniform. This year's kind of odd, numbered out of 75, but still super short print. I love the scarcity. I don't care. I mean, grade's nice, right? To get a 10's great. To pay maybe only $20 or $30 on some of these cards, like I showed you already, to get a 10, well worth it. But like some of these, I don't care so much on the grade. So a 9's real solid there. And then this may be my favorite like budget pickup this month. So this was, I think, $45 or $50 all in for a gold Prism LaShawn McCoy and a PSA 10. I mean, this dude is an absolute beast, guys. I know a lot of people like this era of guys gets pretty forgotten about. I'm not saying go buy a bunch of LaShawn McCoy cards, but it's absurd to me that this is $40. Again, I'm telling you, these modern guys, if you had like a Saquon Barkley gold Prism or whatever, I mean, I just imagine multiple hundred of dollars. So to get this for 40, I mean, he's arguably has a shot at the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'll make it, but he had huge years like this, even on the back of this card. 314 attempts, 1607 yards, plus 500 receiving yards. Like that's a 2,000-yard all-purpose season. How many guys have that? So just really cool pickup. Again, probably my favorite bargain pickup of the week. Sorry, of the month, I meant. And then we do have my only Peyton Manning outside of that other gold, which is kind of surprising. Usually I had a lot of Mannings, but I'm starting to run out of cards to look for, which is kind of a fun feeling because I know I've, really kind of grown my collection to the point where I'm happy with it. And there's not too many where you're like, oh, I need that one. There's just some out of 10s and stuff like that I really love to add, but you just have to be patient on. This is an X-Fractor out of Bowman Chrome. Really nice card, not numbered, but very short printed. I think around 100 plus copies. I did the math recently. There's like 130, I think I shared in that last video. Maybe slightly higher, but just cool in there. And then speaking of Peyton Manning, so nice, connection here. We got the Andrew Luck Gold Prism out of 10. Nothing crazy here, just again, super cheap auction. I threw like a $30 or $40 bid on it and won it. So I'll pick these up. Any of these like all pro quarterbacks, in gold prisms. I mean, again, this guy is probably going to be easier to move than some of my other cards. One at some point, it's going to be even like a Vincent Jackson. It's really cool to own these. But if any do leave my collection, I'll for sure, fight to hold on to the Peytons and the other cards. And then some of these one day might leave, but just cool cards to add for the time being. Vincent Jackson, gold prism out of 10. Really good. Again, all pro, fantasy football nostalgic guy. Nice one there. And then we do have an Alex Smith gold prism. So again, 2013 select. I've really enjoyed this set. For some reason, there was a ton of these for star players that popped up this month. So nice to add another quarterback here. Again, probably not a Hall of Famer, but really good nostalgic guy for many people. So hope you guys enjoyed, saw some new cards you've never seen before, and thanks so much for tuning in.